Aloha guys, welcome back. This is Ukulele FPV. Today we are having a little review video. I was lucky enough to have Gearbest send over the Fatshark Attitude V4. These are the special edition for the 10th year anniversary. And in this review, we are going to go over what's in the box, the features of the goggles. I am going to go out for a little field test because I have never used binocular style goggles like Fatshark before. I have only used the Vision Plus FPV goggles that you see up there in the upper right corner. And then after that, I am going to give you my final thoughts if I truly believe that these are worth the money, because Fatshark goggles, you know, are pretty expensive. So what comes in the box? First of all, we get the goggles. They have a nice black and red hue to them. As you can see here, the special anniversary has this face plate that has Fatshark there. It is a nice red color with black goggles. They have a little shark and a little tally count on the side. So that could be kills, races, whatever, I don't know. It's up to you. It has also a 1000 milliamp LiPo battery. It's a 2S battery that is to power the goggles, and a lot of people complain about this because they have bigger size batteries and it could have been really easy for them to send them. But lucky for me, I have some other batteries for my Vision Plus goggles that I use. It came with this nice carrying case, as you can see here. And inside of it, it came with a screen cleaner to get all the dust out. This nice antenna, and then everything you need to charge it. So there's a little adapter here, and these plugs directly into your charger. There is a balance board within the battery itself so that you don't have to plug in the balance cord. And with this battery, you do not want to plug in the balance cord. It's not a true balance cord. And then there's a little 90-degree mount for your antenna. It also comes with a bunch of stickers, the Fatshark stickers, and a quality control check with a date on there. Mine says 2017 11/20, so September 20th. It says if there's any problems with your product, contact your retailer. And I'm pretty sure if there's truly a problem and my retailer is not working with me, I can contact Fatshark themselves and they are willing to help. Here is some Velcro to stick on the faceplate, and they give you two options for foam. There's a thick foam and a thin foam to fit your needs. If you need thick foam, thin foam, or there's plenty of other aftermarket foams that you can buy that are more comfortable. And then they come with a little quick start guide that just lets you know how to do it. So anyway, the features of this goggle include 32-degree field of view, diagonal. It has an adjustable IPD, as you see down here at the bottom. It's got a head tracker where you can plug in your head tracker. Over here we have a little audio out jack right there, so you can stick in your headphones. There's no way to adjust the volume on the goggles itself, so you have to use some headphones that already have volume adjusters on them. And then this little button here is to turn on and off the receiver. It comes with a nice 640 by 480 VGA display in there. You can take AV in as well, so you can, if you want to rig it up so that you can watch things, you could have to get an adapter because it only takes RCA in, it does not take HDMI. A few of the controls here. Right here you can see on the side, you just plug in the battery there, and this is the AV in. So the battery plugs in directly, and then for the fan control, there is this little part right there. You plug in the 2S balance lead here on the battery, and then you press the button, and from what I understand, when you press the button, it turns the fan on for 7 minutes before it turns itself off. We have 2 buttons here for controlling the OSD, or not the OSD, the DVR right here, and then controlling the goggles. You can adjust the contrast and the brightness. And then it comes with the 32 channel Fatshark OLED receiver already installed, and this is for controlling the channels and the head tracker. A little bit about these controls here. If you need to adjust the settings, you can press forward and back right here on the button. It's kind of weird because you can press in, but I'm not sure if that does anything. But you can press forward and you can press back to adjust the display brightness. So if you want it darker, you want it brighter, and then you do left and right for contrast. There's not really a way to adjust the colors on here, so what you see is what you get. But the contrast can help you if you're in darker situations or brighter situations. Over here, for the DVR, if you press and hold it for 1 second, it will beep once, and there will be a solid red light right here. This is where you put the micro SD card, and that will say that it is on. Once you press it again, there should be a beep and the lights will flash, meaning that you are recording. And then you press it again to turn it off. Once the DVR is on, if you press and hold this for another 1 second, you will get to the menu. And in the menu, you can play back what you see. But first you have to turn off the receiver right here. So you have to turn that off, and then you can see the menu, the DVR menu. You can play back whatever's been recorded. You can also format the card so that it will record correctly onto it. And then you can have it record when you press it, or you can make it record whenever it's turned on. And there's one more setting that you can make it record when it's turned on, and it'll overwrite anything. And initially, I thought these goggles looked awesome. The black and red looks really nice. It looks very slick. It has a nice smooth feel to it. It feels almost rubbery. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. And I'm really excited to try these out. The downside to this, though, is when I look at it, it's supposed to be more compact and easier to carry, right? But compared to my box goggles, it's almost the exact same size. It's a little bit smaller, so it might be able to fit a little bit better, and it is significantly lighter. But other than that, the portability that they talk about for going to Fatsharks isn't truly there compared to the Vision Plus goggles. So one last thing before we go out to the field and test them, I want to go over the OLED receiver and the menu that it has. So if it will show right there, it says that it is on R4. When you turn the goggles on, it will stay at the last selected band. So there are 32 channels. There are 4 bands: race band, Fatshark band, E band, and A band. So if you just press once on the receiver, it will start scanning through the channels in the band that you are in. And it will select the one that has the highest input from it. If you press and hold the button for like half a second, it will start scanning again, but you can go through each band. So you press it again and it'll go through each band. And then to select the band, you press and hold it for a couple seconds and it will select your band. And then you can scan for the correct channel and repeat the process. If you know exactly which channel you want to use and you are in the correct band, you use this little roller thing, I guess, up here, and you just press it to the side and it will go through the different channels for you. Anyway, let's go to the field and try these out. I am very excited to try the binocular goggles for the first time. Alright, so I just flew using my regular box goggles, my FPV Vision Plus, and this is my first flight with the Fatsharks. I don't like the settings right now. Everything looks a little washed out, but let's see how it is. Right off the bat, I kind of like it. It's a little weird because I don't have to move my eyes around to see the peripherals, but I feel like it's a little more focused because I see everything right there without having to move my eyes. The field of view to me looks pretty perfect at 32 degrees because just looking straight ahead, I can see everything. I do see a little bit of the black around, but when I focus on the video, that's all I see. Right now, the colors look a lot better than the box goggles, what I'm used to. That little black spot on my FPV lens, it's been there for a while. I crashed in some rocks when I was visiting Vegas, and it is definitely more pronounced with these FPV goggles. Overall, I feel like they work really well. They feel light on my head, they're not too heavy. And I guess I just need to adjust the settings a little bit. I did start the DVR, so hopefully it has recorded that. Anyway, I like them so far. I will keep flying them and we will go over everything and my final opinion when we get back to the bench. Alright guys, welcome back to the bench. It has been a great few days being able to test out these Fatshark Attitude V4s, and I have got to say that I love wearing them. They are definitely more lightweight, and I finally admit it, they are more portable than the box goggles. Though they do take a little more adjusting. I found that I had to take more time to adjust the goggles than I would if I was putting the box goggles on, which I would just throw on and start flying. So these ones, they take a little bit of time and they take a little getting used to, but I felt like I was able to push myself a little harder, hit gaps that were a little harder to hit because I wasn't moving my eyeballs all around the screen. Some improvements I wish there were is, like on the box goggles, how there is a 3-point head strap system. If these Fatshark Attitudes had those 3 points on them and had an extra strap going over the top of my head, I would have liked that a lot more because I felt that the goggles were sliding down a little bit more. So that is one thing of improvement that I would do. Another thing that I noticed is if I got into the DVR menu and then I quit out of the DVR menu and went back to the receiver, there were artifacts that would be left over. So I would see a little bit of like numbers from the DVR still on the screen behind my FPV image. That was a little annoying, but I found that if I took the battery out and put it back in, it worked just fine. I have it set for DVR to automatically record, and with some experimentation, I have found that what happens there is you plug the battery in and the goggles start to record. And if you press the button, it will stop it. So normally you would press the button, you'd hear one beep and it would start recording, but I don't recall if I ever heard the beep when I first plugged it in. There was a beep, but I'm not sure if that was from the receiver or not. And then you would look for the red light flashing. Overall, I don't think they are truly worth $350. I believe that these type of goggles are, yes, expensive to make, but I feel like they are still slightly overpriced for what they give and what they truly are. I do suggest, if you have the money, to get Fatshark goggles and save your money if you do not have the funds right away. Or you can try some of the other ones like the Amway Commanders or the Sky Zones, which I hear are also awesome. I do not truly believe that any of them are per se better than the others. They just provide different features. Another option that you could do is, if you are saving up for some binocular style goggles like the Fatsharks, the Amways, or the Sky Zones, is you can wait a couple more months because there are quite a few different goggles that are coming out and they have high potential. I think that the field of view was perfect on these Attitude V4s, but many will disagree and say that you need a bigger field of view. I like being able to see everything in my peripherals and have no issue seeing the whole screen at all. Anyway, thanks for coming and watching my review video of the Fatshark Attitude V4s. This is Ukulele FPV, and I hope to see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Aloha.